And we are live, broadcasting from the beautiful state of North Carolina. This is the BCIP Podcast. You are listening to your host, Brandon Cherry, and my co-host here with me is probably drinking some Starbucks iced coffee right about now, chilling in his Logitech X Body gaming chair. It's the man, the myth, the legend, the last of a dying breed, the last of the Isiah clan, Ep.1 himself, Isiah. What's up, fam?
My guy, what's going on, man? Hey, man, let me just say, you don't know how accurate that intro statement was. Nailed that intro, brother. You know me, man. I'm over here chilling with my Logitech X Body gaming chair, man, with the pinky up, sipping on some of this homebrewed Starbucks coffee, man. Let's get this show started.
Yes, sir. We're going to get this thing started. But before we do, we're going to take a brief moment to say that this podcast is being recorded through the highest quality to performance ratio equipment. They are known best for their work with the famous music artists such as the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, using the SM7B and Billie Jean. And they have now taken on a new audience of podcasters, streamers, gamers, and stay-at-home workers at a much more affordable price point. Yes, we are talking about Shure and their newest addition to their microphone lineup, the Shure MV7. Shure aims to deliver top-tier audio quality as measured by Shure's certified standards. Make sure to purchase your audio gear now and take your audio game to the next level. Sold at participating stores and online shopping sites.
All right, there it is. So, let's get into the show, man. We're starting off here with a banger, because we're going to Wally World. The mainstream retail corporation Walmart is asking for a premium price tag for the highly demanded console known as the PS5. And I just want to say my condolences to my fellow gamers' bank accounts, because Walmart is asking for $1,000+ for this console, and it varies depending on your time of seeing this video.
That's sad. That's really sad. At some point, you got to draw the line in the sand, people. I'm going to hit you guys with a Bible verse here. Godliness with contentment is great gain. You got to ask yourself whether you're buying this for your kid or for yourself. Do I really need this right now? Or can I wait? Well, first of all, for the prices to come down to the original MSRPs, but can I wait for purchasing this to put myself in a better position later on in life? Yeah. Now, I get it. If you got deep pockets and you got the Sony PlayStation 5 fever, you know, and you're financially stable and there's no risk. But is it really worth paying over $1,000 for the average guy on the street or average household who already has a PS3, PS4, PS4 Pro? Think about it, guys. Most of the games that are running on PS5 are the same games that are running on PS4 and PS4 Pro. They're just running at a higher frame rate. And there's like 4 PS5 exclusives out right now that actually feel like next-gen games. And I'm not throwing shade at those who got their PS5 when it first dropped. In fact, hats off to you for getting one, because you got a good deal, man, the way things are going now in the marketplace. But this is a cash grab for Walmart, and it's targeted. It's a targeted attack to take advantage of desperate people.
Yeah, and, I'm going to throw up some of these comments on screen here. This is what the people are saying here. And I'm on Walmart.com on my phone here, and I'm looking at the final price tag that they're asking for. It's $1,343. So get that through your heads, people. So one comment on here says, definitely a ripoff. All the games that you can play on the PS5, you can play on a PlayStation Pro. Here we got another one. This is total BS. No one should have to pay twice for what it's really worth, because the disc version original price is only $499.99. We'll go ahead and read a few more here. stop feeding the monster. The more we as a community purchase game consoles at a high markup, the more often we will see outrageous markups. This guy's got his head screwed on straight. Lucreta writes, you should be ashamed for being so greedy from $600 to $1,200. This is a game for kids, not greedy money-making adults. So the people have spoken. This is clearly a supply and demand issue, along with greed, and people are trying to make a quick buck instead of being diligent and consistent with their jobs and finances, man.
Yep. Also in PS5 news, Sony is in their bag for a new revised PS5. This news comes in courtesy of Roberto Serrano. In the latest wireless communication module, a new PS5 model has been registered. Now, ladies and gentlemen, don't be alarmed. Take a chill pill for a second. Sip some Kool-Aid. This is not a PS5 Pro or Slim version. Oh my gosh. People actually think that? Yeah, they do. So this is only documentation for a new radio module beautifully named AWX-M501. Now what this means is the new PS5 will have a higher antenna gain in hopes to improve Wi-Fi connection speeds and multiplayer online gaming.
Yeah, this is a nice change. This is good. I'm glad Sony is upgrading their Wi-Fi capabilities for their updated systems that nobody can get their hands on at the moment. And you know what? While you're at it, why don't you guys just give us some durable controller upgrades and fix that stick drift everyone's whining about?
Yeah. Well, hey. They're halfway there. I mean, they gave us the black and red controllers, so...
Ya no quiero oír eso. Sony está loco.
Well, they're not, but they really dropped the ball on product distribution and stock management. But overall, the PS5 is dope, but the gaming community got beat by scalpers as a whole, so we'll come back stronger than before. I believe in Sony.
Yeah, man. Our next topic is one that you can attest to, for sure.
Yep.
So I'll ask you in a two-part question. Are coding boot camps worth it? And what was your experience attending these facilities?
Yeah, so I'll just be real here and say that I had a great time for the most part, but for me, the timing was just off. As far as my entry into the program, my maturity and even just situational awareness as to knowing where I was going in life at the time was just severely lacking. I was young at the time, man. I was probably like 19 years old, and I would say that had I known what I signed up for in detail and how it would affect my life, bruh, I'd say it's a double-sided coin. But overall, I'd say it's worth it. Not from a programming aspect, but it has opened my eyes in so many ways as far as just life lessons. So, stuff like how to negotiate in the job market, learning how to manage money, and learning that debt is bad. Things like choosing the right career path and being diligent and consistent in any job that you have to survive and thrive in your work area and life. Things like that, looking back on it, is what made my experience worth it.
There it is, man. Yeah, that's deep, man. So let's break this down here. Tell me about the experience from the day you signed a contract to maybe the first 2-3 weeks of boot camp.
All right. So essentially, I signed my financial life away to a company named Skills Fund, and this was about a $13K loan. Fast forward about 3 weeks in, and we're learning about JavaScript. and they give us an opt-out grace period. So if you feel like this boot camp thing isn't your cup of tea, you can back out and get your money back.
So this time is more like a fill-out process.
Yeah. The material started to pick up around week 3, week 4, and if you were falling behind through the material, the instructor would try to work with you to get you up to speed. But at this point, it's a very personal decision to opt out. And I'll say a key lesson learned during my time is that during these classes, and even in this line of work, you really need to know the material.
Yep.
You need to know how things function at bare minimum, a foundational level, because just copying and pasting code, even if it works, is going to hurt you in the long run. And I think every programmer can attest to that.
Letting them know, man. I mean, look, man. Shh. Guilty. I mean, I'm self-taught with obvious guidance from friends in the industry, but man, I'll tell you, I'll definitely hit up Stack Overflow to see some examples of whatever I'm trying to figure out.
Yep.
In case I need a solution or something.
Yep.
I'll even be on Hacker Rank or Free Code Bootcamp. So
Yeah. I mean, those are good resources, but you gotta know how this stuff works, because the gaps in a developer's knowledge are really gonna come back to bite you in the butt, especially when interviews start coming in.
So tell me about your portfolio and the quality of the content you're making, and how that has helped you now that you've graduated.
Yeah. So we made a total of 7 apps for our portfolios. These included a budget app, a bug tracker, shopping cart app, a mobile car finder app, a online blog, RESTful APIs, and C# based console games. All these played a pivotal role as far as learning how to code and getting that real world experience with the work in the field.
Of course.
However, there were some hiccups with the execution on these apps. So my cohort didn't finish the shopping cart app, and because of that, we had limited time, or I'll say a much shorter time period, to learn about SQL and mobile app design, dealing with Xamarin and stuff like that.
Okay. All right. So you're going through the class, you're creating these apps for your portfolio. Now, tell me about the interactions you were having with your classmates, and even the graduation process.
Yeah. So the interactions were comparable to like a small college classroom. My cohort was pretty small. We had about, give or take, 10 people attending the classes.
Okay.
So we got to know each other pretty well. They also had other cohorts in attendance in other classrooms across the hall. So at most, at least between other cohorts, you could have casual conversations in the lunch hall and go drink a gallon of coffee and hot chocolate from this crazy self-serve drink maker that they had in the hall. But I remember one conversation I had with 2 other guys who loved to lift.
Really?
And they were debating on whether or not you could gain size doing solo calisthenics versus weights. And so you get a good mix of people in these classes to interact with.
I bet.
You get a wide variety of skill ranges. Like myself, I was completely new. I was a complete noob to coding. And there were some others that were already well-versed in the industry. So everyone is kind of coaching each other up and ultimately learning how to code together.
Yep.
For example, I met a friend named Tim, and he was having some trouble understanding how the object-oriented programming works. And so I pulled him to the side, and we happened to be working on the budgeting app at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went through and broke down each line of code as we were reading it together, and kind of explained to him how the code in Visual Studio was translated to what he was seeing on screen in the actual program.
Yeah.
And long story short, after hours, we ended up going out to sushi for dinner that night. So, I mean, there's plenty of opportunities to learn and grow and give and receive help along the way.
That's dope, man. That's dope. Lots of ways to learn, guys. Now, tell me about the graduation experience and, what went down.
Well, nothing.
Oh,
Nothing.
man.
I'm serious. Like, we'll get into this later, but this goes back to the timing on when I attended Dakota Foundry. I mean, they gave us a firm handshake and a T-shirt that reads "Fluent in 5 languages," and that was it. Now, I will say that the material is really nice. It's one of those slim fit muscle shirts. I walk around looking like Popeye in that shirt or something.
Oh, yeah,
But,
man.
That's one of the areas that they have improved on. So now if you go in, you're still getting the shirt, but now you also get a little plaque that has, a little certification of completion that shows you completed the class, obviously. And they also changed up the contracts, and I'm going to call them contracts for lack of a better term.
Okay.
But as an update for what happened previously, they changed up their loan process. So now you can go through the class, graduate, and they won't make you pay that loan back after you get your first job. Now, I know this personally because I have a friend named Mark who went in after me, and we went through middle school and briefly through college together. But these are the updates that Coder Foundry are making, but keep in mind that these things can vary depending on what boot camp you actually attend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm mad. I am mad because I would have liked to have something to hang my hat on, so to speak, instead of just a T-shirt, but that's neither here nor there.
They're getting the paper and the bands, ladies and gentlemen. No. So moving right along here, past graduation, going into the job market, what is your experience with the job placement services that Coder Foundry has to offer?
Yeah, so job placement services were good. They were run by Natasha, and she would call us in to do a demo of our portfolio to kind of collect data for our strong suits, so she could get on the phone with recruiters and let them know what we were capable of. Now, let me preface this by telling you this. At the time, I was 19 years old. Okay, so I'm still learning and growing myself.
Sure.
So we get a contact out in Whiteville, where my grandparents stay, but I wasn't aware of that fact at the time.
Oh, no.
So
no.
I'm having the interview with said contact for the role, and I made the mistake of telling the recruiter that I didn't know the area.
That's a rookie mistake.
And, I'm telling my dad what's going on in the job hunt process.
Yeah.
And he tells me my granddad stays out there and I can go stay with him and go to work. So we get back with Natasha and ask her to check in with the recruiter, and she could never get a hold of that contact again.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
I know it feels bad, man, but placement services are there if you need them, and regardless, you're gonna have recruiters calling you up anyway for jobs. So it's not a huge loss as it pertains to my situation. In fact, to this day, I still get a whole lot of offers from recruiters.
So to wrap up the segment here, if I were to enroll into Coder Foundry for this 18-week course, would you recommend it?
All right. I'll answer it like this. If you're someone who is completely new to code and you have the financial means to pay without going into debt, then yes. All right. It's a good foundation to a new career, and it can even spring you into a new career right from the jump. If you have to get a loan to attend, make sure you can cover yourself on the back end of things, financially speaking. In fact, I had a friend who went in, graduated, has his portfolio and all, but no job. In fact, he's now working at a fast food restaurant. I don't know if he's still pursuing programming or not, but shout out to him. He's still grinding out there, man.
Yeah. And that's the reality. That is the reality. This stuff is hard, guys.
Yes.
But it pays to get in the door. It
Yeah.
really does.
Another thing, if you're coming out of college, you got your degree in hand, this boot camp can help, but there's not going to be much you probably don't already know. Again, you're working with all skill levels here. So you can take on a mentor-like role for other students and build your portfolio at the same time. But if you know your stuff already, it'll be a breeze.
All right. Last question here for this particular topic, guys, and this will be the longest segment for the show. But here we go. Last question. Do you have any regrets?
That's a tough one. Because looking back on it, I can see all the mistakes that I went through, like not knowing a lot about interviews, or even some unfortunate events, like the fact that Coder Foundry went bankrupt right after I graduated, which resulted in losing our servers and portfolio work. And another thing about the portfolio, guys, let me just go ahead and say this here. Yes, it is critical that you learn to code by building your portfolio. Yes. And yes, your portfolio is a helpful tool to showcase during an interview. But speaking from my own experience, employers aren't even looking at your portfolio. As a matter of fact, here's what's going to happen. They're going to slap you in the back with a back-end or front-end programming test. And if you pass, great. But if you don't, you're out. It is as simple as that.
So it's kind of like the college debate, where everyone thinks the college degree is the golden ticket to a job.
Right.
And in this case, it's going to be your portfolio.
Right, yeah. I mean, and if you ask me about regrets, it's hard to say because I still have the knowledge, but I don't have the job in the field, or the fact that I have my portfolio locally, but it's not online for employers to see. So it's two sides of a coin here. Coder Foundry gave me a great foundation as far as programming goes, but I'm going to have to take that a whole lot further, I believe now, to actually get in the door. Because as it stands right now, even entry-level jobs that are posted aren't actually entry-level.
Really?
If that makes sense.
Wow.
So most jobs that you're going to be applying for once you get out of the boot camp that you're in, or for this instance Coder Foundry, you're going to have to do some extra work, and you're going to have to really step up your game outside of Coder Foundry to land a job.
Definitely.
Last thing I want to say here, if you're on the fence about attending Coder Foundry or any other coding boot camp versus going to college to study for coding and programming, I'll say that they're both very identical. So if you can pay for college with cash, that's great. If you can pay with cash for your boot camp, that is great as well. And vice versa, you're still going to be paying a loan whether you go to college or a boot camp. Also, keep in mind if you're transitioning from high school to college, but you're not there just yet, you're probably in your sophomore, junior year of high school, and the boot camp route is not an option for you at the moment, definitely look into some free resources online. There's a whole lot of them, guys.
Yes.
We named off a few: HackerRank, Codility, Free Code Bootcamp. All of these are great resources to use to get a good start and a good foundation under you.
Yes.
These resources can be used to supplement any future career paths in coding.
Wow. So there you have it, folks. From the aspiring developer himself, this has really given me some insights for these coding boot camps, man. Here's another story I found on YouTube, specifically about the mobile YouTube quality selector. YouTube has always been hit or miss in terms of updates, and honestly, they typically try to fix things nobody asked to be fixed. The classic saying applies here: if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But YouTube still hasn't learned this yet. BC, I'll throw it over to you. What are your thoughts on this?
I'm currently rocking the iPhone XS Max, and it's been annoying at times when the higher picture quality function doesn't select the actual highest video resolution.
Yep.
So I have to go in and manually change it. Or there's times where you get the occasional 1080p quality that jumps up to 4K. So the consistency is a little sporadic. I mean, it's kind of like Oprah, where it's like, you get 1080p, you get 144p, you get 480p.
Yeah,
and
that's spot on, man.
You know, I mean, it's like, or like when you have to change the resolution because your device just got on the Wi-Fi, but you got like chicken wing sauce on your hands and you're watching a 480p video with a capable 4K connection. I mean, this is what YouTube is cooking on mobile anyway. But that's why I hesitate to update the app on my phone, because they don't even tell you what's in the changes that they're making to the update. So like, here's the update description, guys. If you go on your phones and you go to the store and you try to update the app, this is typically what you're gonna see here. So it says, fixed bugs, improved performance, drank way too much coffee. Bruh, come on, man. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to be funny or what, because it comes off as them being lazy and not telling the consumers what's going on with their product. But I mean, real life example here. My grandparents are pretty tech savvy, all right, and they live out on a farm in Oklahoma, and they got the iPhone SEs, right?
They can get a signal way out there?
I believe it's spotty, but yeah, there's like one room where they can get calls.
All right, yeah.
But they know the differences in video quality, and they know their way around their phones. But it's like these companies are needlessly making things complicated or nickel and diming us for features that should already be included and simpler by default.
Talk about nickel and diamond. For those who don't know, he's talking about the new Alienware R5 and R6 laptops indirectly. So I'll give you guys a rundown here. They changed up the colors, so instead of a nice metallic white, they give you a gray exterior finish. They took out the graphics amp port, so if you use that, you're SOL now. They deleted the mini display port and micro SD slots that were located on the sides of the device, and even the RGB strip. And let me just say, the RGB in gaming laptops is like a drug, man.
It's
You
crazy.
guys are addicted to that stuff, man. But
It's crazy.
now the RGB strip is smaller, which leads to a less visually prominent and vibrant color overall. And in return, they're taking away features to nickel and dime you with their new flagship product, the Alienware X. But, I mean, that's just the business hierarchy at work, people.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, I see what you're saying. It's a classic case of if it ain't broke, don't fix it, man. But then you gotta have consistency across all devices.
Yeah.
If you're as mainstream as YouTube, I mean, I picked up my mom's iPad yesterday and tried watching a YouTube video, man, and I could not enjoy myself. There was just so many bugs. I couldn't even minimize a video from full screen. On top of that, there's no community post, so I'm like feeling left out over here, man. I mean, there's even bugs in the video feed refresh to where I gotta scroll down and back up, and once I'm done doing that, I can finally click on the first video in the feed. It's a mess right now, man.
That's crazy. Isiah, put this on record, man. We are not bashing YouTube here.
Yep.
We love the platform and everything it stands for, but we're just giving our 2 cents on the current experience we're facing. YouTube has added a level of complexity that isn't really necessary or welcomed in the community.
All right, let's jump to the next topic on the show. I had a viewer submit this question on the Q&A video I posted on my channel, the home of IP60 Studios, Isiah Play 60 FPS HD. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Anyway, he says, does the Dave Ramsey plan work for you? And what's up with the financial video? So we're talking Dave Ramsey, the Christian financial guru that went broke twice after becoming a millionaire and did it a second time applying biblical principles to his situation. And
You want the short answer?
come on and hit me with your best shot, man.
Guys, the short answer is yes. Emphatically yes. Because you're actually applying God's word to your life, and you're creating new habit patterns and carving new neurological pathways in your brain.
That's right. This is real stuff, man. Real stuff, by the way. We don't give that bull jive when we do reviews and commentaries, man. The podcast ain't no different.
Calm down.
We aim straight for the head.
Chill out. Rolante.
I'm letting them know, man.
Is this another mini rant from Isiah?
Nah, man. I mean, look, I'm just saying. I'm spitting cold hard facts out here, man. And my subscribers know me. They know I like to stir the pot while it's hot and eat the leftovers, man.
Oh my goodness.
I'm cooking. Like The Rock.
This guy.
Dwayne Johnson. Shout out to him, man. My abs look better, though. Anyway. No, man. But, Brandon, go ahead, man, because you were on to something.
Look, I'll just tell you like this. Getting out of debt was one of the most emotionally... I got a frog in my throat.
Oh, man. We're going off the rails here. Let's reel it in here.
Look, man, I'll tell you, getting out of debt was one of the most emotionally and mentally straining things I've done to date. Period.
Not to mention spiritually.
Yep. Yeah. You're right. I mean, you already know. The Bible says the borrower is slave to the lender. And man, once I was out of debt, I literally did a debt-free scream in my garage.
Did you really?
In my garage, yeah. Bro, I was so hyped. My mom co-signed for the loan to Skills Fund, and I sent that last payment to her to send in, and I felt like a free man. I mean, I got my life back. Like, I was in the garage screaming like Rambo, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a similar situation, too. I paid off around $8K.
Oh, yeah.
And I was making payments of around $320 a month. And sometimes even more to speed up the process.
Yep.
And it came out to about $3K a year. I got that paid off working a part-time job making minimum wage. And I'll have a video on my channel about the lessons I learned making minimum wage. But,
oh, yeah. Insights, man. Insights.
yeah, so keep it locked to the channel. And I was able to change up my career path, and because YouTube ain't paying us yet, man.
Oh, you already know, bro.
But I was able to save my old yearly income equivalent, and then go make almost twice as much as before when I got the new gig. So
that's big.
It works when you work, man.
Yeah, that's
the
big.
best way to describe it.
That's big, man. And I like what you said. It works when you work. And I know throughout my experience walking with the Lord and in life, when we take that step in the dark and it seems like you're not getting results and times are tough, or you just flat out failed in your situation, you can always take a lesson out of that situation, because in time you'll see that God was there with you, and the values and principles you based your life on will either crumble or confirm that you're on the right path.
Amen, brother.
And more than likely, the pruning process, making a better version of you and correct some area of your life. And, you know, to be honest, sometimes I'm just like, dude, get off my back, bro. Like, I mean, because you could just see all the tests and problems coming at you from a mile away, and you just have to brace for them, man.
Yeah, I mean, I found out that it's the isolation, the intimate moments you have looking at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah.
And trust me, you'll have these times in the Dave Ramsey plan.
Oh, yeah.
But also in your faith walk, where you're cutting out distractions and, as you said, isolating yourself from bad influences and people, man.
You wouldn't believe, man.
And most importantly, deciding when and where to exert your energy in a given situation. Discernment, yeah, that's right, yeah. But keep this in mind, and Dave will tell you this too. This is not his plan. It's wisdom that Jesus Christ has freely given to those who follow him, like you alluded to. And hey, if you're smart, you'll use it too. So, and join the following.
Yeah.
I was about to say join the land.
This guy.
LeBron James right there, man. Oh, man. Cleveland, this is for you. Not really. All right. But it's hard work and consistency with diligence, man, in the mundane and ordinary tasks of life, and consistently building that Christ-like character as your wealth grows and as you learn to obey God's word.
Yeah. I mean, all that to say, be not oh, wow. I'm screwing up scripture. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yeah. Cue that Drake song, God's Plan.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, you're corny, bro.
All right, man. Let me talk to Mike. Here we go. Oh, this show is going off the rails, man. It's our first episode, so cut us some slack. All right. Bringing it back down here. I'll have more of this covered on my financial video, but let's talk about the investing side of things. What are your thoughts or your experience so far?
Yeah, I was hesitant at first. I'm not going to lie. Here's the thing with me. I'm either foot down on the gas pedal, full throttle, till I hit a brick wall, or I'm just not going to do it. I mean, straight up. Like,
yeah, I mean, that sounds like Mamba mentality to me.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, I was telling my mom this the other day. Like, I put goals in my phone, and they don't come out until the job gets done. Like, I made a goal just to get started with one investment before the end of the year 2021, and I was on YouTube one day watching highlights of the Dave Ramsey show, and I saw a video called literally the number one factor to successful investing, and that was like my ultimate confirmation.
That's good.
And I've been working the baby steps ever since. So, and if you guys don't know, baby step 4 is investing 15%,
baby.
Yeah. So I'm in between stages of investing and saving for a house down payment, which they call baby step 3B. So that's where I'm at with the plan. And I think we can both agree that the answer to your question, does the Dave Ramsey plan work for those who are brave enough to try it? What was his name?
I got it on my phone here. Jason Senpai plays. Jason Senpai plays.
Jason Senpai plays. Shout out to the young homie watching the podcast, man. But to answer your question, I think our answer is a resounding yes.
Yes, sir.
It is based on the Bible's principles of handling money, common sense, and self-control.
Yep.
All things that equate to financial peace. So shout out to Dave Ramsey for doing his thing, leading people to victory, baby.
Doing good work, man.
Big news from our favorite car company in the EV space. Tesla, Elon Musk, and AMD have signed up for a partnership to bring RDNA 2 GPUs to the refreshed Tesla Model X and S. Now, Tesla has been making some big claims about their processing power of both models, clocking in at 10 teraflops, which is on par with the next-gen consoles such as the highly coveted and unavailable PS5. PlayStation, get on that. Sony, get on that. We've also seen leaks that Tesla is integrating AMD's Ryzen SoC for infotainment purposes. We're going to bring on Dr. Lisa Su to tell us more.
So you might be surprised to learn the next place you'll find RDNA 2 graphics. It's actually on the road in the electric vehicle market with the new Tesla Model S and Model X. So we have an embedded AMD Ryzen APU powering the infotainment system in both cars, as well as a discrete RDNA 2-based GPU that kicks in when running AAA games, providing up to 10 teraflops of compute power. We are thrilled to be working with Tesla to bring the power of Ryzen and Radeon to their newest flagship cars and look forward to giving gamers a great new platform for AAA gaming.
Elon Musk has also released a few statements about a few AAA titles coming to the Tesla infotainment, saying, quote, yeah, new Model S and X have PS5 level entertainment computing power. He then goes on to say it can play Cyberpunk 2077. And we've also seen The Witcher 3 being teased on Tesla's website. To confirm this information even further, job postings we're seeing going live in Austin, Texas 2020, mainly looking for developer roles.
C++.
Bro, you good? I mean,
Yeah, I'm good.
Isiah, look, they need senior level devs with heavy experience.
I can do it.
I don't think you're making a good case for yourself right now. You're a web programming student.
Okay, whatever.
All right, you're in a student role.
Whatever,
Don't play
bro.
yourself right now.
Whatever, bro.
So now I'm sure Tesla is planning to push the AAA titles to their users via updates to Tesla's flagship models, but no such update info or leaks have been found for the current gen Model 3 or Y. Isiah, your thoughts on this news?
Oh boy, stab me in the back and serve me up on a platter, man. I mean, this all sounds great till scalpers start mining Teslas and selling them for double the price, but that's none of my business.
This guy, bro.
It can happen.
It's a joke, ladies and gentlemen, and it is a possible, although a very slim reality that we could be facing.
That's real, man.
IP60, have you heard? Elon gives and takes away features from their line of cars. Tesla has dropped radar sensors from their lineup and has switched to a solely camera-based system, which has been named Tesla Vision. These newer cars are limited in availability, capped to 75 miles per hour for auto steer, and do not include emergency lane departure, avoidance, or smart summon. Those features are supposedly returning in a future update, but for now, they are keeping radar in the markets other than North America.
Psh, come on, man.
Tesla is also removing lumbar support for their passenger side seats, and customers and inside reporters are thinking that this is due to a shortage of parts. How you feeling about this?
They're nickel and diming you guys, man. And on top of that, the premium price tag is increasing. I don't know, man. They're heading in the wrong direction with these changes. You know, I'm all in for lumbar support, man. I'm currently seated in my Herman Miller Logitech embodied gaming chair, and the support makes a difference. I can only imagine having to take a road trip in my future Model 3, and my girl or my family member starts complaining about back pain in a $40,000 plus car with white seats. I'll be honest, I'm not digging these changes, man. And it's affected my decision to purchase a Tesla going down the line.
Yeah.
I mean, you were in the Model 3 Performance, so how are the seats?
Yeah, so we took the Tesla Model 3 Performance 2020 for a test drive, and we sat down, me and my mom sat down, and the first thing she said was, "Man, the seats were nice."
Gotta take Mom on the cruise, man.
Gotta take Mom on the cruise. So, now, we weren't track racing by any means. This was on legal streets.
Of course, yeah.
But we definitely hit a good couple of rolling 60s, and we were comfortable the entire time. So, an unwelcome change for some, if not many, but customers should be notified about these changes up front and not through a Twitter reply.
That's what Elon does, man.
Yeah.
He loves that Twitter stuff. He can throw the stock world in a frenzy with one tweet, man. That's crazy.
Dude's got power, man. But this is a comfort feature long term with a set it, forget it mind frame. And I think this is a blow to customers because, at least from a business standpoint, because, I mean, I get it. They're trying to make up for shortages, but they're shooting themselves in the foot here.
Yeah.
The biggest change I see that can cause some serious problems is removing LiDAR. Now, to me, that seems like they're removing an element of driving awareness from their cars. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm going to go on a little rant here, bro.
Uh-oh.
And before I pop off, I want to say that I'm talking to a small percentage of Tesla owners who do stupid stuff behind the wheel.
Uh-oh, let them know.
And try to bypass Tesla's autopilot security checks. Y'all got too much time and money on your hands and not enough common sense.
Yep. Let them know.
You guys are putting people's lives at stake, all right, for your 15 seconds of fame on TikTok.
This man is preaching here tonight, man. And I want to comment on your LiDAR argument.
All right.
Now, I've seen Tesla Vision at work, and it seems pretty good. You know, I've seen Ryan Shaw Tech do a video about removing LiDAR, and he had in there a section about some of the reviews that weren't so great as far as Tesla Vision in the rain. But from what I've seen on YouTube of, again, Tesla Vision in the rain, it seems pretty legit, guys.
Okay. All right.
But it hasn't been tested as far as being in heavy downpour. This has mostly just been, you know, moderate to light drizzle conditions. But, you know, we got to have faith in Elon and hope for the best, because I know he's not going to make any major tech improvements that are going to be detrimental to the safety of Tesla customers.
Yeah.
Because, once again, safety is their top priority.
Yeah, man. There it is. Wise words. Wise words from Isiah, man. In other Tesla news, Elon is raking in the sales numbers for the Model Y, and as of this recording, they are sold out here in the States in Q3. Now, the Model Y was announced in 2019, and Elon has predicted the Model Y will outsell the highly coveted Model 3. Elon says, quote, "We've seen a real shift in customer perception of electric vehicles, and our demand is the best we've ever seen. We're used to seeing a reduction in demand in the first quarter, and we saw an increase in demand that exceeded the normal seasonal reduction in demand in Q1. Now, this progress is continuing into Q3. This is why we're seeing the new factories being built exclusively for the Model Y Next Gen. The Model Y Next Gen includes Tesla's new 4680 battery cells and structural battery pack. This was all announced at Tesla's Battery Day event.
That live stream was lit, man. They had everybody in their cars honking their horns and stuff, man. The support from the fan base is great, man. That was just lovely to see. I believe you were getting a Model Y, right?
Yeah, if I get a Tesla, it's between a Model Y or a 3. Probably midnight silver, white interior, stock rims. The red color looks dope, man, but it's a little loud for my taste. And I'll probably spray paint the Aero hubcaps black. But for now, it's between a Tesla and a 2014 Jaguar F-Type. They killed my baby. They murdered her. I'm so sad. No, but they killed it, man. They screwed up the tail lights. The headlights look basic now. Like, you can barely tell the difference between the refreshed Tesla, the refreshed Jaguar F-Type, and their regular line of Jaguar cars. But this is all in the distant future, so we got priorities right now. So we're gonna get those done, and then we'll set our sights for these cars.
The man's got a love for cars, guys. Now, let's not forget about the Tesla Model S Plaid that just dropped. During the event, they shipped out 25 cars, so shout out to the blessed individual owners. The refreshed Model S and X comes with the yoked steering wheel, so no stalk controls and 2 horizontal screens, one in the front and a party in the back, baby. The yoke has touch-sensitive controls, kind of like the haptic feedback in older iPhones, and they're going to be used for signaling, pressing the horn, autopilot, and voice controls. Now, we all know that 0 to 60 and even the 0 to 100 times are absolutely insane. We're talking sub 2 seconds for the S and 2.5 for the X. Peak range is 390 miles for the Model S Plaid and 340 miles for the Model X Plaid. Both cars have heated and cooling seats, automatic detection of whether or not you want to go forward or in reverse, which also has 2 methods of manual overriding via the touchscreen and the parental controls.
Oh my goodness. You did not.
I did. I really did just say parental controls. Shout out to the sweet life of Zach and Cody, man.
Corny, bro.
Now, these controls are imprinted on the storage compartment, and let us not forget the biggest feature of the Model S Plaid and X. It can play Cyberpunk. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, what Mr. Sheritastic has called the ugly masterpiece known as Cyberpunk 2077 is playable at 60 FPS in your Tesla. We'll have more details on the Tesla Plaid S and X on our respective channels, but this is just our short breakdown for the podcast. Next up on the show is Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul. And before I start, I want to say that some of this footage is courtesy of Lou Later. So, yes, we watch Lou Later and those boys. Yes, we are avid listeners to their show. Yep. And yes, we are openly using a clip from their show because you're getting some podcast inception. That's how it works in the podcast ecosystem. We're coming for you next, Joe Rogan. No, we're not. We're joking. Anyway, man, we love the Joe Rogan experience and everything that comes with that. And, you know, if our show gets a couple episodes under our belt, we'll end up on Spotify, and you guys can listen to us through Apple CarPlay on your way to work or whatever.
Yes,
so,
sir.
I'm going off topic here, man.
Nah, man. Hey, look, these are the plans, bro. These are the plans for the future, man. We're throwing them out there. Shoot. The Bible says, I know the plans for you to give you a hope and a future. So, keep speaking that truth, hermano. But let's talk about this here. Logan Paul versus Floyd Mayweather, a hype train matchup for the ages. And we all knew how this would go down. Spoiler alert, Floyd wins.
Yep.
All right, IP60, what are your thoughts?
Well, first I want to take this time to inform my viewers that we are avid boxing fans and, dare to say, near pro-level boxing gamers. So shout out to Fight Night Champion on the PS3 and all the chumps that I beat down online with Isaac Frost. I believe I placed like top 50 on the leaderboards before the servers went down. So my records speak for themselves. And this is facts right here, man. My record is about 1,234 wins and like 47 losses over the span of 10 years. So you're going one-on-one with the great one out here, man. Well, first of all, I asked you about the fight, not your virtual accolades. So,
Dude.
And by the way, my records are better. So anyway, come on, man. I've had the game longer than you, and I beat you just about 99.9% of the time. Anyway, my money was on Floyd, and if you know the sweet science of boxing, Logan didn't even have a puncher's chance, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Logan has some power, and he's coming in heavier, but let's not underestimate Floyd's chin and defensive prowess here. Yeah, I mean, now to Floyd's credit, he popped Logan with a quick hook early on in the fight.
Cracked
and
him.
Almost took him out, to be honest.
Yeah.
In fact, Floyd had to hold up Logan to keep the show going. I mean, you know the fans got to get their money's worth.
Yep.
But it was predictable, mildly entertaining at best, and in the post-fight conferences, Floyd was saying he wasn't 24 anymore, and that was pretty apparent, to be honest.
Yeah.
He was nowhere near as accurate as he was in his prime, but he's making money moves, so nothing wrong with his game plan inside and out the ring. So there you go, man. Ladies and gents, that's going to wrap up the debut episode of BCIP Podcast. We appreciate all the listeners tuning in to support your boys. Mr. C-tastic, we did it, brother.
Yes, sir.
This collab has been a long time in the making, man.
Yeah.
It really has been, man.
Yeah. I think it was all about having a vision, not only for the show, but even with our respective channels. Just changing the path in which our channels were going, and not being stuck in that gaming box.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly, brother. I mean, you've been doing a gaming channel for how long now?
Bro, it's been like 12 years since I started my first channel. 12 years, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's work right there.
Like, I was making gaming videos based off emulators, so like Dolphin and PCSX2.
Classics.
And I'll tell you guys something. I'll be returning back to my roots real soon.
Uh-oh.
I got my hands on a new emulator, and I'm going to throw up some content about it for you guys. So stay tuned. Keep it locked. Keep it locked to the channel, man.
Oh, snap now.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big.
Mr. Chairtastic giving you a sneak peek at what's to come for his channel. That's going to be great, man.
And you know what? Now that I think about it, my original channel is still doing better than my current one, which is mind-blowing.
Wow.
But YouTube was a lot easier back then.
I bet.
It wasn't as saturated as it is now. It was easier for you to get seen, get views, and all that. But before we end the show, let's do a few shout-outs. First and foremost, to the design team at IP60 Studios.
Fire, baby!
Some absolute fire layout ideas.
Yes, sir!
And yes, sir. And be on the lookout for Isiah's product line. He's got some prototypes in development dropping soon, and it looks clean, man.
Bringing that heat, man.
Yes, sir. And big thanks to MG1010 for his work with the background designs used for the show. So check out his channel down below. We'll have links to his channel. Major keys to success coming from 9 to 5. Thank you for your contributions to the streaming community and your design templates. We also want to give a huge thanks to Shure. They have been top dogs in the business since 1925 for selling us products to help upgrade our audio game. And we are going to blaze the trail for gamers, streamers, podcasters, and YouTubers using the Shure MV7. We out here now, baby.
Coming for you.
We out here now.
We're coming for you. Yeah, man. So now for those that are waiting on the official schedule for the show, it has not been released yet. We are still working things out in that regard, but this is just a trial and error.
We'll do it when we feel like it. Get over it.
Oh my goodness. But we're still gonna have content for you guys on each of our respective channels.
Yep.
And we're also going to have clips for the show, so you can watch highlights of any topic you want to hear us talk about specifically. And till next time, I am Isiah Uchiha Play 60 FPS HD. He is Mr. Chairtastic.
Yeah.
We are heading out, but before we do, remember to keep your mind set on your goals for the future and everyone you care about today. And as always, be consistent with your endeavors, and you will pull through. We're out, man.
Much love.